of the Dark, we lovingly call her the lovely, talented Cassandra Peterson! Oh, we might have jumped the gun just a bit. It's okay, keep that excitement going. Keep the excitement going, that is for sure. Let's see, I believe. Is everybody ready? Let's do this one more time. Everybody excited? All right. Yes, are we good? Let's see, are we good? Oh. Just building the anticipation, that's all. Let's see. One moment, please. One more time, take a deep breath. Everybody excited? All right, wonderful. It's great to have everybody here. And now, please welcome the lovely woman we know as the Mistress of the Dark. Please give a warm welcome to the very lovely and talented Cassandra Peterson!
Oh, hi everybody. Thank you for coming. Oh, I wish I was doing a show and not just standing up here like a dork. Anyway, who's out there? Oh, yeah, a few people. So you guys are going to get mine. I'm going to sign stuff. Much more relaxing than doing a show. You can watch me on the show up there while I just park my butt over here, and then you all come on up, okay? All right, see you in a minute.
You know, Martha Stewart.
I can certainly see why. 全米で大人気のエルバーさんをお招きいたしまして。
Thank you both for being here and happy Halloween.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, riding on the Florida's float. She is joined also by Wolfman, who is lurking somewhere amidst the grave markers.
Elvira has become a marketing conglomerate.
Did I mention that I had a pair of DVDs coming?
to the Amex Exchange. Elvira closing out trading at the American Exchange.
Excuse me for interrupting, but Elvira wanted a tour.
Elvira, I'm glad you could be with us tonight. You are one of the true scary people on television.
Oh, thanks, Dick. I feel the same way about you.
So much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time! Are you excited? Let me hear it! One more time, are you excited? Yes, indeed! And now I'd like to introduce one of our illustrious show directors, Mr. Jeff Tucker, your host!
Thank you, Bill. How are you? Happy Halloween, everybody! In 1987, I came into this theater to watch the Elvira show. I was 14, and it was the greatest thing I had ever seen up until that point. 30 years after that, 2017, I got to be on the creative team that wrote the final show that she did here at Not Scary Farm. It was, right? What a run! From 1982 to 2017, 35 years, what an amazing run. We're gonna have a panel, we have some guests who are gonna come out, we're gonna do a Q&A, it's gonna be fantastic. Thank you all for being here. Let's get rolling, shall we? All right, first I want to introduce Jim Kuntz, director and choreographer. He did Not Scary Farm, Elvira Show, Cinema Seance in 2013, Danse Macabre in 2016. We also did the 40th anniversary, very scary, very special Cancel Halloween music video, 13 Nights of Elvira in 2014, and Movie Macabre in 2010, and countless other film projects. There he is, right there. All right, thank you. Please welcome Michelle Capps, director and videographer for Not Scary Farm. She worked on 1991's Elvira Truth or Scare, Elvira's Dead, White, and Blue 1992, Elvira's Haunted House Party in 1998, Ghost Story Spectacular, Elvira's Shock and Rock Review. She was the director of marketing, and she's currently the president of Capps Marketing and Public Relations 2022. The president, Michelle, there she is. All right, please welcome Tom Vanucci, show director and choreographer of the Elvira Show. He directed Elvira's Haunted House Party, Ghost Story Spectacular, Shock and Rock Review, Elvira at 20, Almost Legal, and Elvira's Cinema Seance. He's also worked on 1,000 other projects. And finally, please welcome Knott's very own Jeff Shattuck to the stage. There he is. He got his start here in 1992. He's worked on the Elvira Show as a costumer. He worked on props, sets, and he's done everything. And he works with Elvira all the time. It's a great panel, isn't it? Look at these great people. But that's not who you're here for. It is my pleasure, my honor, my privilege to welcome the Queen of Halloween, a legend, an icon, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Cassandra Peterson.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Some professionals up here.
Welcome, everybody. Cassandra Peterson, there she is, everybody. All right, so 1982, it all began right here. You're running Not Scary Farm. What's it like to be back in the theater, in the round, right here?
It's weird. I mean, I love it. I love it. I miss it. I'm not kidding. It seems, I don't know. It's bizarre that I'm not jumping around shaking my ass. I'm just sitting here. I like it. I like it. This is a much easier show, I gotta tell you. Yeah, it's fun.
What was that first show like here? Well, how did you get Elvira from, Channel 9 Movie Macabre to Not Scary Farm?
Yeah, I don't know. The first show I remember pretty well, and I do not think there's video of it anywhere. I haven't seen the video. It was because I did this song, Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun. And I don't think that was on the video, was it? Anybody see that up there? Nope, see? And that was the very first show, and I remember it was really dorky. And I didn't know what I was doing, and nobody knew what they were doing on the thing. I mean, well, you guys knew what you were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, it was, I just didn't know if Elvira was going to translate from the little screen to a big stage. And it did eventually work out. Yeah.
Did it work, folks? So you got that first show. What was it like? Was it immediate? Like, I want to come back the next year and the next year and the next year? Or was there some trepidation? Or was it like, yes, now we've got a thing here?
Oh no, it was like, it's working out. I want to come back and do it better and do it again, So it just, I think, over the years kind of built bigger and bigger, got better and better. I think I went through about 1,000 different directors, choreographers, everybody. They've all lived a full life and then died. I'm still the only one here left. I mean, you're still alive. You're one of the few. I did. I brought him back from the dead. But yeah, a lot of people, it took, just so you guys know, you have no idea how many people work on this show. You have no idea. It's such hard work and it takes so many weeks. We started in like the beginning of August, having meetings about what we're gonna do and talking about what songs we're gonna do and who's doing the set. And then there's people who build the sets, people who sew the costumes, people who do the choreography, and just a million and one other things. You have no idea what it takes, and for just a short time, It's nice like in Vegas where they can do it all and it lasts a year or 2 or 3, This lasts like, what, a few weeks. So
I don't think
this amount of work.
I don't think people understand that back in 1982, Not Scary Farm began around the middle of October. It didn't start in September the way it does now.
No, it was really short, but we did a lot of shows back then. I did 4 shows a night. It was so hard. And I was just talking to Jeff here. We did the last show at midnight. I guess that was the latest. Yeah, sometimes 1 o'clock. And we'd finish up the show around 2. It'd be, I'd get out of makeup around 3, get home around 4:30 in the morning, and go to bed, wake up at 5, and drive back, which took 2 hours from Hollywood, and start up again, I don't think I saw daylight for about, a couple months. Anyway, I don't think anybody did, no. It was like an all-nighter, but 4 shows, my God. Finally, I got it down to like 2 shows. That was awesome.
Yeah, 4 shows.
The improv on each show, progressively, the improv got better. By the 4th show, the improv was spectacular.
Yeah, well, by the very last show, which you didn't see, it got really fantastic. Yeah, but it took about 34 years to get there.
20 plus shows. So Tom, talk about the shows you directed. We can get Cassandra in here and talk about those shows.
Oh my gosh, we were reminiscing earlier tonight, and I honestly don't remember the first year, but I do remember we had a lot of scantily clothed dancers on stage backing up Elvira. At one of the shows, we put them in a rain curtain. I think for the very first time, they were dancing in the rain. There was, you were living La Vida Loca, and you were, whatever song we were doing. I think one of my most favorite ones that I love was I'm Just a Sweet Elvira.
I love that one, doing the Rocky Horror, doing the part of Tim Curry was like, this is my dream. I have to tell you one funny story about the year we did La Vida Loca. I wore these chaps, that have my butt cut out, okay? So nothing on my butt, and my cousin came and brought his daughters, my little cousin, and she went to her mom and said, "Mommy, does Elvira know her butt is showing?" She was so upset, she was crying. She still talks about that. She's in her 30s and she still is like, oh, so embarrassing.
Now, Michelle, you did a lot of the video work for the shows over the years. Anything stand out there?
Lots of video. Go ahead. You'll never
Well,
show
there
me
was
that.
that one that we shot, I think it was the rehearsal for La Vida Loca, or the auditions. And we actually filmed in a room that was nothing but mirrors. And so to light in that awful room, and we had some really great cast of characters that came through.
Including my daughter.
Yes, and she had a little tantrum.
4 years old then.
Yeah.
I think my daughter did a little singing number and then she threw a little fit, a little hissy
And we
fit.
used it in the video. I don't know if it played tonight, but it's adorable.
I wish we had the video of that to show you guys, because she is so angry. She's singing La Vida Loca, and I tell her, okay, thank you, and she's going, you didn't let me finish. She goes and throws a giant fit. And we have that clip somewhere. Somebody's got to pull that up somewhere and put it out, because I still play that for her and embarrass her to death. It's awesome.
Any others, Michelle?
The Survivor one was probably the most elaborate one.
Survivor? Yeah. We did a Survivor parody. That was so funny. I just watched it the other day. Tom was the host of Survivor.
The phone call
And it was perfect.
The phone call went like this. Ring, ring. Hey Tom, it's Cassandra. Hey Cassandra. Yeah, we're gonna have rehearsal. We're gonna do the shoot. She goes, yeah. You're gonna do Jeff Probst. Nope. And I did.
No, he was suddenly an actor. Everybody was an actor. We got Lynn Stewart, who was Missy Bond from
It's on the screen right
TV's
now.
Playhouse.
Oh, there
Oh,
it is. Yep.
there it is. Oh my God. Look, there's Lynn. She was super tough. Yeah, it was so embarrassing. This guy was naked. He had his, you know. we blurted out. Don't worry, everybody.
Remember the bass? Billy the Bass? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Went
Billy
from
the
your
Bass.
cleavage, yes.
Yep, out of the cleavage. And I remember having to rig that thing up to make it look like it jumped out of the girls.
Right.
And
Cleavage.
how are we going to do that? A little fishing line and pop it right out.
And we did all these videos like around the park. And there was a little lake over there. All the videos were
all of
in
the
the
Survivor
bushes
video
here.
was actually shot across the street at the lagoon, at the picnic center, where people have their weddings.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Rob Perez, if you're listening, I wish you could, are you there? Is there any way to find that video of Sadie during the... Okay, great. I wish you guys could see it because it's so hilarious. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
All right, and so, Jim, what did you work on? I'm gonna pass the mic.
I came in and did some of the later videos in 2013 and 2017, but my best memory is when we did Cinema Seance 2013, and Elvira gets sucked into all these horror movies, so we had to recreate Blair Witch, Saw, Carrie, and having Knott's as your backlot, and you're just able to, it was so cool. Apparently the hotel, right, we did Paranormal Activity, we did The Exorcist, where we had to blow vomit. I know there's a clip of some of that. I'm not sure if it's going to play. But
We totally trashed one of the rooms here at the Knott's Hotel.
Your mother cut socks and
Yeah, with like green vomit being thrown across the room.
Yeah, just getting that one shot of the vomit. Yeah,
But here's the behind the scenes of getting the vomit.
What's my earring?
Never before shown their footage of that's me holding the vomit cannon, and we're all dressed in
Why are we in the
plastic.
cult? What is the...
Because that was the only thing we had to keep the splatter off of us.
And the camera's not covered at all.
No. We were more worried about ourselves. It looks like The Handmaid's Tale. And then it misfired the first time, and he almost had a heart attack, the actor.
We just kept throwing vomit. This poor guy. Oh, it's so much fun being an actor, isn't it? I was going to say about that shoot. We started at, I don't know, the crack.
It was early in the morning.
Last crack of dawn. And
We ended up almost staying in the hotel. They're like, do you just want to get rooms and stay, and we'll pick up in the morning? Because we did it over the course of 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, it was honestly like a, I don't know, 18
It
hours.
was about 18 hours
Yeah.
because at one point I remember everybody saying we're starving. So I called the hotel GM and I'm like, we need food like now because it's 11 o'clock at night and we're still going to be going for a couple more hours. And they brought us this big Italian dinner, remember?
Delicious.
It was at that time of night.
We
it
went
was.
on the chicken ride a couple of times during that
Yes,
shoot.
we've had. A lot of people don't know this.
Chicken. I call it the chicken ride here. If you haven't had
Mrs. Knott's chicken.
dinner, it's the chicken ride.
It's the chicken ride. I get phone calls. Chicken ride? Okay.
Yeah, and it had a chicken ride name for some other reasons, but we won't go there. Okay.
Jeff, what did you start out doing here on the show?
I think the first show I ever worked on, I actually just did some set dressing. And then later I moved to wardrobe. And that's when actually Cassandra and I started working together. We had some interesting cast of characters that were costuming the show. And I was lucky enough.
Jeff had black hair.
I did, and it's all gray. And I'm not going to say why it is gray. No. But we I did 3 or 4 of the shows here. Actually, the first one we mentioned, Living La Vida Loca, the water, that was the first time Knott's had ever had dancers in the rain in a show. And it was a nightmare because their shoes kept falling apart. I was going out buying shoes. Tom's like, their shoes are falling apart. Okay, I'll
Everybody's
get more shoes.
boots that they were wearing grew moss-like
Yes.
and mold.
Yes.
Because every night their shoes were soaking wet from the rain, and they had to put them on the next day, and it was starting to be like, hey, you.
And so I was buying new
Gross.
shoes for the show pretty much every week. It was a lot.
And
But it was,
Jeff was here so long, and my mom used to come out here all the time, and Jeff and my mom got married, and so he is actually my stepfather. Jeff, my mom always called Jeff, how's my husband? How's my husband doing?
I loved her mom, you know
Weird.
that.
I know, he did love my mom.
So, I even went and
Yeah,
had
but
lunch
he is-
with her.
He is my stepfather.
What you guys can't see is up here, there's a grate. And way up top, there are actual nozzles that the rain comes all the way down and then it recycles back into the top. And they had in 1998 for the first time ever. They used to use it for like Christmas shows and during the ice show, it would fake rain and they would dance behind it and stuff. And then in
Well,
'98,
and there's where my butt's hanging out too.
those are the chaps. Look, there they are, the chaps. Let's hear for the chaps. But then the water would come down and then suddenly they'd get in the rain and dance. Which was, like they said, a nightmare for the costumes, for the shoes, but it looked amazing. And they'd never done it before. And Tom, was that your idea? Did you like it? I loved it.
Yes, my idea.
Yeah, but he also told me they all had to be wearing pleather and leather and things like that. And I'm like,
Oh, what a crime.
really?
Yeah, leather does fantastic in the rain.
And you can't tell by the video, but the dancers, they would work with costume and makeup to decide what color hair they were going to get. They would come to rehearsal, and then opening night, a lot of dancers would have bleached blonde or white hair. That year, by the end of the run, it was green. Because whatever they were putting in the water, thank goodness, I think, made their hair green.
It was nice.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we, I've got some questions from the audience. I'm gonna read a couple questions here from the audience. All right, this is from Mike Mayfield from Fullerton, who says, Mike, are you here? All right, Mike, we hate you. All right. What? Hey, Mike.
Love you, Mike.
So great. What prompted you to get into the horror genre? How'd you get into the horror genre, like hosting a horror show?
Well, I guess you better read my autobiography. Okay. I started just being madly in love with horror when I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade. I went to see a horror movie. It was Vincent Price and House on Haunted Hill, and I never got over horror. I was just obsessed with it as a little kid. I was painting. My sisters were playing with Barbie and Ken, and I was playing with Frankenstein and Dracula. It was really weird. and this is
Not
like
in
in
this
the
room.
50s, okay? And I don't know, I became obsessed with horror, and ever since I was a kid, I loved horror and horror movies, and so I kind of ended up in the perfect career, right?
Absolutely.
So-
Any horror fans out there? You're good company. All right. Phoenix from Alhambra, not Alhambra from Phoenix, says, what is the funniest thing that ever happened while you were performing here?
The funniest thing?
Anything happening that was crazy or funny? I can't, other than the chaps.
I remember one thing that happened. It wasn't that funny, but some of the, I don't know if you were doing that show, and if you were, I am suing you. But anyway, we had these boots like these that laced up that we were dancing in, and I was running this way, like dancing, going that way, and the dancers, the female dancers, were coming this way, and my laces caught around the grommets of the dancer going that way, and she and I both just went boom, face first into the stage. And wasn't so funny, I cut my eyebrow open and had blood running down, but I got up and I kept singing. I kept singing, and I was going like, I just fell down and I have blood running on my head. And everybody thought it was planned. Everybody goes, that was so funny. And I mean, I went off the stage, I was sobbing and crying, and we had to get the paramedics and I had stitches but I guess it was funny because everybody thought it was hilarious. Yeah, it was kind of funny at the time, but not right after.
That's the old adage. It's only funny until someone gets hurt, then it's hilarious.
Exactly.
Okay. Omari from Huntington Beach says, what was one vision you always had for the show but never got to do? Is there anything in that?
What?
Something that you wanted to do in the show that it just never happened?
Oh, well, never. We did a lot of things we wanted to
We did a
happen.
lot. I mean, the one thing, at least the years I directed, we talked about flying you, have your entrance.
That's true. I did want to fly in. I wanted to do the Cher and the Beyonce thing,
Yeah.
you know, and it didn't really work out for us. So no flying, and I'm kind of happy that didn't happen. You know, you see what happened to some of those people, like Aunt Margaret was too of a reference for this crowd. But yeah, we never got to do that.
Flown, but we did fly a few guys across the stage dressed as you, though.
Yes.
We did fly some dancers,
That's true.
and some of them were
I
guys.
Better them than me. Yeah, I like it.
It was an
yeah,
illusion.
that would have been a cool thing that, I don't know, just we never,
Let
never
the
happened.
stunt person fly, and then you pop out like it was you.
Yeah, awesome.
You get full credit for it.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Oh,
All
one of
right.
my favorite thing, I just want to mention one of the favorite things I did. We had one time one of the boy dancers who was an acrobat and he could do flips. I ran off the side and he was dressed as Elvira, and then he did flips, back flips all the way across the stage, you know, with an Elvira wig on and the dress, and it was so hilarious. And then I came out like, that was hard, you know. But it was one of the guys in this costume, and I mean, that still cracks me up. I thought that was one of the funniest things we ever did.
Yeah, that was great. I remember that.
You
Absolutely.
landed it. You came out and went,
Yeah, I just came out the curtain like I just finished it, and everybody's like, oh, she's fabulous.
All right. Lupe.
If there's a question that says, are they real, just skip that one.
You got it. You got it.
I don't know what that means.
All right. Miranda says, it's not a question, but I love and adore you so much that I named my cat after you.
I love that. I love kitty cats. So that's a very big compliment. Thank you. Dogs, cats, you can name anything after me.
Lupe from Gardenia says, do you get a chance to go on your favorite rides here at Knott's?
What's your favorite ride here at Knott's, everybody? Awesome. Thank you.
and how tall do you have to be to ride the ride? Be to ride the ride. That was
You have to be at least this
there.
second only to the chicken ride.
The chicken ride. All right. Otto from Los Angeles says, would you let them use a hologram for a future show of you?
I would, damn it. You know, I love the whole idea of a hologram. Yes, Jim, start working on that now. I could just work forever till I'm 93, you know, 5 or whatever, and look awesome. So yes, I'm all about holograms. I'm all over it.
What the heck? Hey, I'm busy. All right.
Someone's over there on the chicken ride, it sounds like.
Helen from Pasadena says, who was your favorite celebrity that was in the audience of your show?
Oh, my favorite celebrity. I'll tell you who my least favorite was. No, I won't tell you.
Yeah. No.
I'll have people PO'd. No, I'll tell you what my favorite was. Well, of course, Pee-wee. Paul Rubens came every year. That's my favorite. I mean, Paul and I were like very, very, very close friends for so many years. So him always coming out I don't think he missed a year, did he? He came to every show, and he brought my good friend Jack White, who I freaking love, from the White Stripes. I don't know if you know. And so they would come very often. Cher came one time. That was pretty freaking awesome. I almost fainted. And RuPaul. Yeah. And I shouldn't mention the bad one.
Oh, who's the bad one? Are they still with us?
What does it rhyme with?
It rhymes with Periana Mande.
Oh!
Somebody want to help a host out? I don't know what. Oh, yeah. We didn't have any donuts for her back.
No, I'll tell you briefly why she remembered. Okay, she came and she brought 20 guests. So she wanted 21 tickets. We're like, okay. And we give her the tickets, and she comes backstage, and she asked if I could take pictures with all of her friends and relatives she brought. I take a picture with every single one of them. I sign autographs for every single one of them. Then I say to her, could we take a photo together? And she goes, no, I don't really do that. I mean, come on, okay? And then she left before my show started. All her relatives stayed. All her relatives stayed, and she took off. Okay, right?
It's all true.
Just saying.
It's all true.
She's playing the wrong witch. I was the guy that worked the door for years. So we had Fred Schneider from the B-52s, Dina Von Teese, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, all kinds of people coming back here. Really, and all of them so nice.
I know, we all had a great time. Everybody was fantastic. It was so fun.
All right.
It's called Star-Studded Affair around here, wasn't it? It's pretty crazy.
This is the best show ever. All right. Scott from Lake Forest asks, did Vinny Gonk belong to you or someone else, or someone close to you? Gonk was the perfect sidekick. Love you, Cassandra.
Vinny, Vinny, well I call him Vinny now. Vinny was the real name of Gonk. There were 3 Gonks to play the part. Each one had their own special set of tricks that they did. But obviously he's gone to heaven many years ago, or he'd be 189,000 years in dog years right now. But I don't know if you guys have seen my little dog, Vinny, named after Vincent Price, who bears a striking resemblance to Gonk. He has a little pink mohawk and little black ears, and he's adorable. He does his... Huh? Oh, right, we had a video with Vinny. That's right, I forgot. Very talented dog.
And Gonk Vinny was the same dog in Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same dog, right? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Very talented actor. All right. Last question. Here we go. Crystal from LA says, how does it feel to have lifelong fans, and why do you think you have such dedicated fans?
You know, it is amazing out here at Knott's, in particular, honestly, I have seen fans grow up from little tiny kids in the audience to adults with kids and grandparents. I mean, and tonight, I must have had, I don't know, 100 people come through who said, I saw every one of your shows when I was a little kid. Now I'm bringing my kids. Now they're bringing their kids. And I've just seen, you know, it's amazing, just generation after generation of families come out to Knott's and that I have seen before my eyes, you know, grow up. In fact, my social media person, who is wonderful social media guy, Christian Greenia, I met him out here when his mommy brought him backstage to meet me when he was a little guy, and now he's working for me. He's like, I don't know, 46. Yeah, they snuck in. That's right, and it was like,
I caught him,
this kid.
and I knew him from other places, and he snuck in, and I'm like, what are you doing back here? And he's like, well, you dared me, and I'm like, I did. I'm like, okay. So
yeah, and now he works for me like 45 years later, still working, doing my social media, so it's crazy, you know, just families. And I have a couple of fans out here, Crystal and Patty, and their cousin Richie started out as my biggest fan, and he was just, I knew him for forever from here, and he would bring all his relatives, and they would sit in the front row for every show, but through this weird thing, I had this question I asked them about, I asked the audience something, and the audience would yell, who? And Crystal and Patty and Richie would start yelling who all the time, so I started calling them the Owl Club. And so they became my little group of fans. And Richie sadly passed away really, really young. It was devastating. But I'm still very close to his family. They still come out here. That I know them all really well. And I mean, it's just, I feel really close to so many of the fans out here. And I saw so many of you guys tonight. And I'm sure you're probably out there somewhere in the audience. But I love it when you show up. And I don't always remember everybody's name because I can't really remember my own name half the time, but I certainly remember you. So.
All right, well, let's thank Jeff Shattuck, Tom Bonucci, Michelle Capps, Jim Coots. I'm Jeff Tucker, and please, ladies and gentlemen, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Cassandra Peterson.
I miss you guys. You guys so much. I can't tell you.
Let's hear it one more time, Cassandra Peterson! How about a hand for this amazing panel? All these very talented people that help bring fantastic entertainment to all of you. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate you spending this evening with us and showing your love and support. Thank you all so much. If you would like to stick around, we are doing our midnight showing of the full performance from 2017, the very last show that Elvira did right here on this stage. It is completely up to you. We'd love to have you here. If you do need to leave, there's an exit there as well. And in the center, just those two, please. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, everybody.